Yeah, man, you're now locked into the pregame party mix podcast and the pregame party mix podcast with DJ Chase on 14 podcast networks, Dynasty Radio. We official, man. Monday nights, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Man. We got the queen of the trap herself, K Devv. How you doing,
Yeah. Good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Nah, sorry about my phone. This phone updated itself and it's like been acting crazy ever since. So, and I got a whole bunch of crap
that's
on
right.
it. Sorry about that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was at the Apple store getting my phone fixed like last week, and they were looking at my iCloud, and they were like, "I have never seen anybody use 2 terabytes." A full 2 terabytes worth of iCloud storage, and I was like, "Yeah, I got music for days."
Yeah, like I got pictures and I run my label. I got mad stuff on my phone, so I got the matter of fact. It's funny because I got the 2 terabyte too. I went over that. I'm well over that. Yeah, I'm well over
Me
that.
too. I think my phone's like 260 something gigabytes plus the 2 terabytes.
Yeah.
And I'm almost out of storage. It's crazy.
Yeah, I missed the old iPhone, my 6, man. I missed my old 6. I had like the 64 gig. I had so much stuff on that phone. Yeah, they don't make it the 64 gig no more. So I was like, oh, Lord. Yeah, but the queen of the trap.
Upgrade.
Yeah, you had an upgrade, right?
Yes, what's going on?
Yeah,
How's
yeah.
everything been?
It's been all right. Been a rough week last week. A lot of stuff in the music business, and it kind of got me down a little bit. I can't even front. So, just the COVID and just a lot of stuff,
I hope
really.
everything's getting better.
Yeah, for the most part. It was just based, the killing and, just a lot of stuff. It was a lot on me because, these are young brothers, and that's a lot, And because you know me personally, so I'm around a lot, and it takes a toll on you, So
it does.
Yeah, it takes a
we
toll.
We gotta take some time for ourselves, and I was thinking about that the other day.
Of course.
Gotta take more time out for myself,
Yeah. I'm doing that more now. Like Sunday, I just was riding around New Jersey. I was all the way to like Summit, New Jersey. Like I was just like in the woods. Like I just couldn't be bothered. So. But
your music and the car is like so relaxing.
Definitely, man. I've been on overdrive with the label and just trying to work it out, So, but it's not about me.
I'm so.
It's about K Devv tonight. K Devv, tell the people about where you from. Where you from?
So I'm from Long Island, New York. I live in a town called Kings Park. It's a very small town. We live out east more.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, compared to the city, if you go to, like, New York City, they don't have driveways or anything. Like, Long Island actually has driveways and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's a lot different. But, I'm from Kings Park. I grew up listening to trap music in 5th grade. My first love, though, I was thinking about this last night, and I don't say it enough.
Yeah.
My first love for hip-hop in itself was Eminem. Like, I knew about Eminem when I was in 3rd grade. I actually, I cut out, like, a school picture of me in 3rd grade and, like, taped it to Eminem's body. And I remember, like, my dad made it his, like, MySpace profile picture back in the day. I was like, are you serious? But, like, that's just a funny story. It's just a funny story, but, like, Eminem was always my first love. That was actually the first CD I ever purchased, was the Slim Shady LP.
Yeah.
And then, like, as I got a little bit older, I started listening to trap music, and I fell in love with it. I understand where people come from when they think trap. They think it's, like, selling drugs and guns and all that. But, like, to me, when I was listening to trap music, it just put me in a happy mood.
Yeah.
It always made me, like, it motivated me. It made me want to go out, get stuff done, go to work out. So, like, trap music always motivated me, and that's why I love it so much.
Yeah.
And, so, yeah. That's kind of like
Yeah.
background of it.
Yeah, and
And
you know what's funny to me, because I know you're a little younger than I am, but it's so much music that you, if the Slim Shady LP is the first like record you ever heard, I gotta introduce you to so much good music before that. There's so much music
yeah,
you missed out on.
I mean, as I got older, I
Mm.
started tapping into a lot of other things. When I actually took a hip hop history class for college last year, and that's what led me to all this music industry stuff. But I like talking about that because that actually opened my eyes to a lot more of like the history of music and where people came from and the different sounds. And because I always loved trap music, I always loved Southern music, but like I started to learn the history of like all the DJs and
Yeah.
like the 80s rappers.
Well, I got a surprise for you. Actually, a part of my history, I didn't really say it on when I was on your podcast, but my father and Africa Bambaataa like really good friends, and that's actually how I got started. Like, I was like in the trenches of Southern Boulevard, DJ Kool Herc, Red Alert, all those guys, like the Zulu Nation, and all that. That's all. That's my history.
That's what I was getting at.
Yes, that's my history.
I was writing reports about them in school, and I never knew about them.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I heard their names before, but I didn't know what they did for music.
Oh yeah,
so
they're very important.
Something. Yep.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah, and that's my history. Yeah, that's a little bit of my history, like with Bronx River, and all of that, and that's where I come from all the way from the Black Spades down. That's my history. So yeah, I bet you know.
Hey.
Yeah. So
they are great. You know?
So let me ask you this question, right? Now, I know you got your podcast, a Hip Hop Buffet, and you are like a shining star and just like an unpolished diamond. Now, with the trap music, you've been around for like making your rounds and stuff like that as far as the artist. But do you feel like because trap music has changed lately, like from our generation of trap music to like the T.I.'s, the Bone Crushers, the Killer Mike trap music, to the Gucci Man, Jeezy trap music. Like, do you like how do you like the transition of where it's at now?
So, I would say as of maybe 2 years ago, I hated the new sound of trap music because it was complete. I would say personally 2 years ago, I saw the difference.
Yeah.
Because I'm old school. I've always been listening to Jeezy, so I kept up to date with all Jeezy's new stuff. I kept up to date with all Gucci's new stuff, so I knew what they were doing. But when it comes to the new people, I would like Mulatto is somebody that I knew from off the bat she was going to absolutely kill it when it came to trap music as being a female artist. So I knew that one off the bat. But like at first, I want to say this: Gucci Man, his label. He had Asian Doll on his label. She was the first lady of 1017 like 2 years ago. She didn't last. She's now not on 1017 anymore. So Gucci, as of like 2 years ago, kind of rebranded, and that's where Fujiano came in the picture.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Fuji. Yeah, I like Fujiano. I like he's dope.
I love what he's doing right now, and I love what 2 Chainz is doing right now because he has TRU Records. He has Sleepy Rose, Schoolie, World General, Hot Locked In. They are amazing separately, and they're amazing as a group. And 2 Chainz, being an artist, still, like, he's very active in what they're doing, and Gucci Mane's doing that too. So I kind of like how the big dogs are now taking on these little little labels. I like that. I like that a lot. Deuce is another one.
Yeah.
I think he's signed with Quality Control, I believe.
Okay.
I like what they're doing too. Migos too. Actually, Migos should have been signed to Gucci Mane, but he went to jail.
Yeah, I remember that. And it's funny because I tell you a little funny story about the Migos. Back when they first came out, me and my homeboy, like, because I was always like producing and always behind the scenes, right? And I like when the Migos came out with that Bando record, it was so terrible. Like, it was bad. And we used to joke about it. Like, we used to crack jokes on the Migos. Like, we would crack like horrible jokes about the Migos because they looked. But we were so New York biased at the time, and then come to find out they became the Migos. Like, yeah, crazy.
Their come up was honestly amazing, and I didn't learn about it until I actually read Gucci Mane's book. Not the recent one, but the one I think he put it out 2018. That's how I found out how Migos actually like got into this game, and I knew nothing about them before aside from like maybe 2 songs, and that's what made me respect them more, was just listening to how Gucci Mane like believed in them and was gonna sign them and like gave them their first chain, and then they threw out their fake chains in a garbage pail on their way out.
That
is in the book. Kind of spoiler alert, but it's history.
Word. And then the main reason, because I had to call you up because I was like, all right, I know K Devv is super duper excited. I don't know how, like, when you like if you're familiar with the Gucci and Jeezy beef when that started. I was in like high school, and like it was bad when I was out. You know what I'm saying? But up in New York, we just had the June and stuff. So we didn't really know too much about it, but like, how excited are you about the Gucci and Jeezy Verzuz?
I am thrilled. Like, when I first heard that T.I. and Jeezy were doing it, I was thrilled, but I wanted to see Gucci and Jeezy do it together because, like, those are 2 people during the same time era that, like, they were tit for tat. Like, they were putting out albums left and right, mixtapes left and right. I mean, same with T.I., but I feel like they were the starters of trap music.
Yeah,
that, like,
more or less. I would give credit to T.I. though.
Now listen, I talk about this a lot.
Right.
Timeline wise, T.I., yes, he started trap music. Then it was Jeezy. Then it was Gucci Mane.
I would say Gucci and Jeezy at the same time because it's so icy though.
Yes, but Gucci was 2002 and Gucci was 2002 and Jeezy was 2001.
More or less.
Because I remember this from my school project.
More or less, but you know what it is because I remember, I think one of the questions you guys had asked me on your show was like about how I felt like the trap music. But to be real with you though, 3 Juicy J's to me started trap music. Like,
oh, well, of course, and he's like one of the greatest producers out right now too.
Besides myself.
Well, besides yourself. Yeah, but I am honestly, like, I came home, I was out, and I came home and looked at my phone. The first thing I did was open up Instagram, and first thing I see is literally Gucci Mane's flyer, and I'm like, this is not happening. I started shaking. I was crying. I was literally I was looking up Gucci Mane hashtags. I was looking up Jeezy hashtags. I was like, I gotta go on Swiss Beats page. I gotta go on Jeezy's page. I gotta go on Timbaland's Verzuz. I'm like, somebody confirm this for me, please. Like, I'm having a heart attack over here.
Yeah.
And the first, so like after doing that, I was like, oh, I gotta go live, and like I started DJing like Jeezy and Gucci, and then I got off the phone, and I was just like, yo, like it really sank in. I was like, this is happening, and I wanted to say, so when doing my research, I saw a comment that Gucci Man said he was the negotiator. So some sort of negotiation went on in order for him to say yes to this, because there was a post about 2 months ago, and he was like, I'm not doing the Verzuz battles. Don't ask me unless you have $1 million. I'm not doing it. And obviously Verzuz is for the culture. It's free. It's for us to watch and be entertained and like relive moments that we don't get to see right now because of this pandemic. And so I didn't think it was going to happen. I was very excited to see that T.I. and Jeezy were going to do it. And then this I believe is going to be the most epic event ever, like the Super Bowl of the South. I'm so excited. I could literally cry again because I've been listening to them for days now, and I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna be great. I'm so excited. Like, I can't stress it enough. I'm so excited.
Yeah, now I'm happy for you, and I definitely had to get you on my podcast and just really talk to you about it, because a lot of times too, I know you do so much on your show, but nobody ever really highlights you. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, this is. Yeah, and it doesn't make sense to me, but you know how I am. I'm very enterprising, and as the queen of the trap, you are
so
getting around.
I'm so happy you asked me, and like you and I and Johnny Plus, we went to those network meetings and stuff like that a couple of weeks ago, and I enjoyed going to that with you guys. Like,
yeah,
I like to get involved in the music and network with people, and I feel like people should not be scared to like interact with other people.
Oh, it's bad out here.
But you know what? Don't be afraid to, because people get annoyed at you for like, posting all the time on Instagram and stuff like that, but you're promoting your music, you're pushing yourselves. Like, I like seeing people push themselves to their fullest potential because I'm like that too. So like, I encourage people, go out, network. It doesn't hurt to talk to somebody. It doesn't hurt to ask for help. Yeah. That's why a lot of what I do, I promote people's music because I think they're fire. Like when you and I first met, you had just sent me Johnny Floss's music, and I'm like, I don't know who he is, but I'm gonna give it a listen. And then I started DJing it, and then I was like, oh my God, what is this? A 92 Atlanta song? Was that it?
Yeah, well, the first one was actually the Bag Run the Kelvin record, because he's from Tennessee, so I knew you would like that, and that's actually one of the goals for my label. Like, that. Yeah, he's dope. Like, he's been a pain in my butt because I'm like trying to get the video done, but he ain't been like. I'm like, come on, let's get the video done. But how happens. Business people do different things, so it was more or less just getting a record done and just working with artists, because I take the fine line blueprint of DJ Khaled, and even every great DJ always had an artist with them, so that's why I kind of just like did that, So.
And I see you out there, pushing yourself and pushing your artist, and I love that. I love seeing that.
I appreciate it.
I wanted to work with you, and you and I already started talking mixtapes.
Yeah. That'll probably be. I haven't done a mixtape in so long.
I would love to do them with you.
You bringing me out of retirement, because I definitely was. I got annoyed from doing them joints. I was like, listen, I do like a specialty one. Like I did like 2 during COVID, like some specialty tapes, but. People don't appreciate the mixtapes no more, so I just be like, all right, I won't even kill myself. Like,
I say that all the time. Yeah. Nobody appreciates mixtapes. I still go on that tip. I still go on livemixtapes.com.
Yeah.
still downloading people's mixtapes all day long.
Yeah, and that's why I honestly that's why I rock with you too, because honestly, real like K Devv, the love that you show is like genuine, and it's not a lot of people as fans of the music. They're not genuine. Is none of that no more. And I'm like, it gets draining because the dope creatives like myself, that's really producing hot music, that's really producing hot videos, is like we so stuck because we're not on the majors. And then y'all don't even support the major artists. So what you're gonna just have? You're gonna sit around a campfire. So, I definitely appreciate your support for real. Like,
oh, absolutely. And I thank you for having me on your show, and I thank you for coming down to my shows. Like, you've always supported me. I've always supported you, and I'm looking forward to more. After this pandemic stuff, we're really going to be able to work more. But, what we're doing now, we're killing it. And, I know you said that you had, a bad week last week, but don't give up. I can tell you firsthand, I've been there, and life could be a whole lot worse. But you know what? If you don't give up, good things will happen.
Nah, I appreciate that. It wasn't even more so like a giving up thing. It was just in a sense where you once again, being an artist and a creative, because a lot of times me on a business side, that's sometimes what it be being a publisher, being controlling the how should I say it, controlling the trajectory of my career as far as the other artists as well. I just actually signed another act, a guy by the name of Notes 82, so we're gonna get the promo run of your show as well. And Notes is dope. And it's just on a business side, it's these guys are freaking idiots, man. And I'm trying to work out deals and do things, and it's come on, what I'm saying? I'm responsible for 4 million streams, combined over all my career. And I'm I'm doing this by myself. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all right.
You feel like you got the whole world on your shoulders.
Yeah, it gets a lot sometimes.
Speaking of the business side, though, that's something I want to start learning through. I know we've talked about it before, but I still don't know a lot of the business and compensation side of things to this business, and that's something that when we were talking on my podcast, you had a lot of knowledge in, and I was ooh, I need to start listening to him. And I need to.
Yeah, I'm trying, man. Trust me. It's because with me, is I guess it's a society thing today, which I think that's what's really getting me too, because it's everybody complains about independent, but y'all go backwards when somebody's really trying to break bread with you, or you know what I'm saying, or trying to do it a certain way with you, and it's I'm not no damn devil worshiper. I'm literally just legitimately trying to do business with you, and you trying to rate me on social media. First of all, I'm too if you know about the real world, people who has businesses and stuff like that don't even have the time to be on social media. So I don't get it, but I'm more than willing to help you with the business side of things, and we could just we just work, because I definitely and honestly I could use the help. You know what I'm saying? So the more I know that the further I'll go. So that's why I don't have no problems helping you.
Thank you. I would appreciate that, because I was not, I'm in college, but I haven't taken business classes or anything. I'm in school for radiology, because I've been in healthcare for 6 years.
That's a good field, though.
Music. Yeah, I honestly love it, but this whole Corona thing got me kind of shook. So,
I feel you.
I don't know if it's gonna go on, but I'm taking it day by day. But October of last year, when all this shit just took off, and it took off out of nowhere. Yeah,
and it's crazy because you said October last year.
From people that have knowledge and feed off of each other's knowledge. You know what I mean? Because there's something I could probably benefit from you that you can benefit from me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just that's why I can't stress enough. People gotta network more.
Yeah.
I don't care if you annoy the net, but you annoy your favorite rapper. Let me tell you,
Mm-hmm.
I posted something probably, what was it, 3 weeks ago about Killer Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Today he liked my photo and said like, "Oh, thank you so much." And I'm like, "Oh, he actually like sat there and like went and read what I said and stuff." So like, it's okay to annoy people, but network.
Yeah.
Reach out to people.
Word.
I can't stress it enough.
Word, man. All right, well, K Devv,
People
man,
just
this is
think that they can do it on their own. And,
yeah, it's trust me, I deal with it because even like last week, I had this bomb show like in like Radical Park. That's what kind of like frustrated me a little bit because I'm like, yo, all right, I can't even help y'all no more. Y'all don't even want to perform at shows. That don't make no sense. So, but more or less,
frustrating.
On a positive note,
when you're backing people and they're not doing what they're supposed to, that is frustrating.
Yeah.
Especially managing artists.
Yeah.
You should be showing up to your gigs. You should be getting your practice in.
Yeah.
You should be putting your music out on time.
Yeah, it's a lot. But like I said, you know what though? They're gonna learn the hard way though. They'll learn. I honestly, at this point, I don't even think they're gonna learn. But on a positive note, K Devv, the strong survive. Huh?
I'm scared for this upcoming generation, man.
Oh yeah, it's rough.
I don't have kids yet.
Yeah,
This is why I don't have kids yet, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird out here. You know, but K Devv, I want to say thank you for calling in. Thank you for chopping it up with me, man. Thank you so much. Give your social medias and everything.
Yes, so you can find me at KDEVVVV 4 V's on Instagram, and then at _Queen of the Trap _ on Instagram. Also, The Hip Hop Buffet, and you can also find me on Facebook at the Queen of the Trap podcast and the Hip Hop Buffet podcast. We run the Hip Hop Buffet every Thursday at 10 o'clock. Send in your music to our email and we will review it.
There you go. Yeah, man, it's the pregame party mix right here with DJ Chase, man. The lovely K Devv calling in, man. We on 14 podcast networks, not a problem. Thank you. Dynasty Radio, Monday nights, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m., the official home. I'm a free agent, somewhat. We on YouTube, Spotify podcast, Apple Podcasts, all of the podcast networks. And I'm DJ Chase. Follow me on Instagram _DJ Chase. Order that merch, shopexplain.com. Get them Worldwide Sounds Records hoodies. Do what you do. Yeah.